Let's talk about the different colors of cables and the data types that they represent in MaxMSP. The Max portion of MaxMSP is primarily for control signals. These are going to be gray cables, as you can see over here on the left. These will carry anything from objects, messages, lists, MIDI, any type of control signal that is not operating at audio rate. Audio, which is the MSP portion of MaxMSP, will always be a black and yellow cable. You can also always tell that it's going to be audio because all of the objects have the tilde designation to it. So a cycle with a tilde, saw with a tilde, plus with a tilde, except for some of the control objects like gain and EZDAC, which you do create by typing in the tilde, but they don't show up as part of the user interface. These will always be operating at the sample rate of your audio interface. So at a minimum, 44,100 times per second, which is much faster than the normal control rate. Something to be aware of, though, is that they can only connect to objects that have the tilde if you want them to function. If I try and connect this to print, it will, but it won't actually function. It will error out when I try and run the patch. Other colors you'll see would include green and black, which is for jitter. Jitter is the video synth system for MaxMSP. It lets you rapidly create video synth systems, but the processing is done on the CPU, which makes the frame rate less than ideal for complex patches. Still, it's cool, and you should definitely play with it if you have time or the desire to get into video and audio reactive patches. Finally, we have blue and black, which is for the JIT.gl objects. These are an OpenGL-based extension of Jitter that takes meshes, shaders, textures, and the extremely powerful jit.gl.pix object, and it processes video similar to Jitter, but by offloading it onto your graphics card using the OpenGL programming language. Because of this, the frame rate is notably faster. You can do notably cooler things, but the downside is it does require you to learn a lot more. Fortunately, there are a lot of tutorials on YouTube for that, since we're not really going to have time in this class to get into Jitter or jit.gl. Finally, if I scroll down, you'll see the Beep and Visi objects. Beep is Max's built-in modular synth environment. As you can see, all of the objects have a common patcher in terms of the height and the width and the color scheme, and they use both the gray and the black and yellow cables. Visi previously was all jitter based, but now has been updated to use the jit.gl. So any type of Visi object will be sending primarily the blue and black cables, although you'll also see control signals as well for setting the value of something using a control object. That will allow you to really quickly create cool video patches as well.